Do short theme song intro. Hello, welcome to Left of the Box. Bonjour, bienvenue. I'm Sandy. As many of you have already heard, Roe v. Wade has been overturned in the United States. That doesn't mean abortion is illegal in the country yet. There are roughly 13 states that have trigger laws where it now is illegal to have abortions. And there's another dozen or so states that in the very near future, the same thing will happen. If this is the first you're hearing about it, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. This means there are many, many child bearers out there living in terror. Some of them are going to get pregnant and need abortions and won't be able to get them. This will lead to some of them dying. I can't stress how horrific this is, and it's really only the beginning. This has set the stage to start rolling back the rights in so many other areas because it's based on whatever was in the original Constitution. The rights are protected there, which aren't very many. We're already seeing LGBTQ plus people being persecuted, criminalized, sought after, harassed, assaulted, murdered down in the States just for being who they are. The world is watching the shattering of the American empire in real time. Many people up here in Canada will probably be saying stuff along the lines like, thank God I'm Canadian and all this sort of stuff, and never in Canada will that happen. And I'd like to say, could you kindly shut up? We are at risk of going the same route as the States right now. It's like we can see the bridge is out a kilometer down the road, and the Americans have already driven off of it. And instead of stopping or doing anything about it, we just keep on driving for that same cliff. Really, who's worse? The country that's in the middle of a collapse and the people trying everything they can do to survive and change it, or the country that is watching it happen to ourselves and the people are doing nothing because they're unplugged. Here in Canada, we're about to go one of two ways. We can either start going a more progressive route and getting more socialism, more unions, more things that will help the people at large, or we're going to continue down this path towards where the Americans are. And I say continue because we're already well on our way. The Ontario election happened, and I can't tell you how disappointed I was with the results. Doug Ford got a greater majority than he had last time, with only 18% of the possible votes, because so many people sat at home. I understand that the Liberals didn't have a good leader, the NDP didn't have a good leader, there are issues with the parties, but that's not going to make me feel any better when I see my friends, people I know with disabilities and living in poverty, being kicked out on the streets because rent is out of control, because our benefits aren't being topped up. We're so far below the poverty line, we're constantly having to make decisions about what we can eat or pay bills or medication or medical devices. I'm going to see people I know die in the next 4 years because of the policies of Doug Ford. He is going to destroy parts of the environment. He is going to destroy our healthcare system. And this is happening because so many Canadians remain unplugged from politics. The only time we even remotely tend to pay attention to them is during an election. And even then, people just listen to their party leader that they want and take whatever they say at face value instead of looking at the policies, instead of looking at the patterns of what they've already done. We can't afford to do that anymore. I'm so sick of people complaining in between elections about how the school system is failing, or how long-term healthcare is failing, or how the roads are failing, or everything else that the government looks after. And then as soon as you try to bring up politics, they get mad at you. They don't want to talk about it. Politics is so boring. If we don't get plugged in and engaged. What is happening in the States will happen here. It will take a bit longer. It's a little bit more difficult to go down that route. It won't look exactly the same, but it will happen. One example of that sticks out in my head recently is Justin Trudeau saying that abortions will always be available to Canadians, and if Americans need to come up here to get abortions, we'll open our doors for them type thing. Abortions are not accessible to all Canadians, not even close. There are so few clinics out there that provide later-term abortions, and there are no clinics that provide abortions in the third trimester. Abortions in the third trimester means that something has gone devastatingly wrong, and those people have to go to the States to get those abortions. What's going to happen to them now? We need to make abortions more accessible so that anyone who needs them can get it done. No questions asked. I know in times like this, it's also easy to lose hope. I'm feeling it sometimes too. And this is why I'm going to be devoting my channel more to Canadian politics in the future, more about getting people involved. Except my next video, I am working a little bit more on something I've been working on for a while, so that one doesn't count. But the majority of my videos in the future will be about Canadian politics and getting people involved, which means my channel is not going to do well because most of the Canadian commentators out there on YouTube and stuff, they don't stick with just Canadian issues because the clicks aren't there. They don't get the views, they don't get the support they need. So I'm going to ask all the viewers out there, if possible, please support my channel. Become a Patreon, link below, or if you can, a one-time donation with Amazon by buying me something from the Amazon wish list so that I can make my studio better. I'm going to need all the support I can get so that I can continue to get the message out there. It's heartbreaking for many of us right now to be sitting up here wondering what can we do to help our American friends. And all I would have to say to that is we need to make Canada better. We need to remain that socialist example they can point to. What happens to the Americans' fight when they can't look at Canada anymore and say, look at the drug prices there, they're so low? What happens to them if our marijuana laws get rolled back and they can no longer look at us and say, well, they're doing it and it's fine? We need to be a better example. We need to make more unions, socialize more programs, socialize housing, get a universal basic income, fight to make Canada the socialist utopia the right wing down in the States is afraid of. And the reason they're afraid of it is because they know it will work. If our American friends can point to us and say, look at them, they're doing it, it will show them that if our country can do it, so can theirs. I've been saying on my channel for ages, we need more cross-border solidarity because what happens there affects us and what happened here affects them. We are in this together. Whether we get out of it together is still yet to be determined. But I am going to do everything I can to make sure we get out of this. Americans have a better chance of getting through this dark chapter in their history if we give them an example to work towards. Please, to all the Canadians out there, start getting engaged. Start looking at municipal politics, provincial, federal. Start looking at policies. Start learning about our history. Start learning about what's currently happening in this country, because many Canadians don't know how bad it already is. And that is purposeful from the government, from the media. They don't want people to know, because I truly believe that if more people knew about the bad things that were happening in Canada, they would care and things would change. I can't change the world. I never could. But maybe with your support, I can change Canada. Better futures should be awaiting the next generations. We can't leave the world as it is right now. Please like, subscribe, share this video as much as you can. The more people who are aware of my channel, the more Canadians who are aware of my channel, the better. I'm going to try my best to get more videos out there based on Canadian topics. But I'm still going to do the occasional fun video because, everyone needs to have a break from time to time. The only thing that I am going to leave this with right now is get informed, get involved. We need to become more active in politics here in Canada. And I'm going to do my damn best to make sure that happens. Salut, à la prochaine. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. I'm Sandy, wishing your tomorrow is better than your today.